say the word AIDS. During that time, about tens of thousands of people died of this disease, and that just goes to show you that silence does kill. There are an estimated, as Pete mentioned, about 46,000 people in Illinois living with the HIV disease. And that means that each one of you represents about 300 other people who are not here because of various reasons, some of which is finances, some of it is health. But more importantly, people are afraid to come out and even say they're HIV positive because of the stigma and discrimination that they might face. It might not surprise you to know that there are about 30,000 people in Chicago who are living with HIV. And what we know, but our legislators don't know, is that we're everywhere in this state. A few numbers for you. There are about 400 people living in Champaign-Urbana with HIV. There are 200 in Springfield, 600 in East St. Louis, 400 in Rockford, 250 in the Quad Cities, 60 in Carbondale, and about 300 in Peoria. Because of stigma, I've been silent about my HIV status for 20 years, but that ends today. I often think about all the young women who might not have been diagnosed with HIV if I had been willing or able to share my story. And people don't even get treated for their HIV because of the stigma and the discrimination that people face. I'm speaking out today because children are becoming infected because they don't have access to the education that they need to even know about HIV, and they don't even know how to prevent it. And I'm speaking out today because of the 7,000 people around this nation who are waiting for HIV medications and don't have access to it, and I don't want to see Illinois become one of those states. Any of you who know anything about my story, if you had known me 5 years ago, would know that without those medications, and more importantly, without the government's help in getting those medications, I would be dead right now. I was not expected to live. And now, I'm in graduate school and I'm working on what the legislators were talking about, and that is becoming a productive, tax-paying member of society. I did not have my dream as a child of being an AIDS advocate, I can assure you. But I accept that position and I accept it with passion. Without my voice and without your voice, they don't think it's important, they don't even think it exists. But because we're here today and you are all willing to share your story, they now know that we are out here. Silence equals death, but it also equals stigma and shame. That shame is unwarranted because HIV affects everyone, every creed, religion, race, gender, sexual orientation. You can't get it from kissing, hugging, spitting on someone, you know all of that. But many people become affected because they are unaware of how they can get infected, and they are also unaware of how to treat it. The answers are pretty simple, actually. You have sex, unprotected sex, or you share needles, you have a chance of being infected. It's very simple. Ignorance begets ignorance. And the silence of those of us who are living with it does not help anybody. We need to change the story by sharing our story and using our voices. And we need to speak. We have to speak loudly. Sometimes it gets tiring, but we have to do it. We don't have to move mountains. We don't have to turn water into wine. We just have to tell our story. So on behalf of all of those 46,000 people in Illinois who are living with HIV and AIDS, I want to thank you all for being willing to share your story and helping me to share mine.